doggos have had breakfast and now they're off for their adventures of the day. Welcome back to a beautiful morning on the Kinter. Today, exciting day, we actually get started on our house. So the roof is going to be coming off, but only on this side. I know some people will say, why are you taking a roof off in the winter? The reason being we need to get everything ready so in the spring we can put a new roof on. So this half of the house here, up until the opening there where the acro props are, this is all DeJolo, and this all needs to come down because the walls are actually crumbling, and if we leave it over winter with the rains and the frosts, there's a good chance it could come down, because since last year when we arrived it has actually got worse. So the plan is we are going to take this half of the roof off, and then we can take all these walls down because these walls need to be rebuilt. The granite side of the house, we're actually going to leave the roof on. It's reasonably watertight in there, and we do have quite a bit in there, so the tiles are going to stay on there. What we would like to do is get to a point that in the spring that is all rebuilt, and then we're ready to put a ring beam on. Then these tiles will come off. This is granite, this side is DeJolo, and at the moment we have to have these acro props to hold it up, because me and all my wisdom earlier on in the year opened this door and opened it and this dropped. So we've had to put these in as a temporary measure, but now we're taking the roof off. Hopefully we can remove these. Roof off, walls down, we need to put a new floor in here, a new floor in there, and we also need to check out the foundations because we don't know if there are actually any foundations on this part of the build, so only time will tell. We're in the far end of the house now, which is going to come down, and the beams that are here at the moment are very, very rotten, lots of woodworm. We can't actually see what the beams are that are holding the top of the roof off at the moment. So we're going to take the tiles down and see if we can keep any of them. We know there's quite a few damaged ones, but as we're taking them down we'll keep sorting them. The plan is to put a panel roof in and then reuse the tiles and put the tiles back on top. So an example of DeJolo brick when it's not rendered and covered and the water and damp gets into it is this. Hence why all this needs to come down before it falls down. Justin just removed the first tile off the edge, and what do we find? Wasps. So Justin's just gone to get the spray. We're hoping there's not a nest in there, and it might be just a few. Are they up underneath?
Yeah.
Now we've got the edge tiles off and there's plenty of light in here, we're going to put the scaffolding up and remove the tiles from the inside.
We have got to take these out so we can get the scaffolding in here. These aren't supporting anything. They are nailed to the main beams, but they're not actually supporting in any way. And they are nailed in. So the easiest thing really is to use the chainsaw.
Lucky that falls there.
Take that.
One down. It's not that heavy.
It's so rotten. Woo! It's so rotten, there's no weight to it whatsoever. Yeah, it's just full of woodworm. There you go.
God, there's no weight to that.
No weight at all. This is a wooden makeshift ladder. Well, wooden ladder. I don't know how old it is, but it's got a unique flexing ability.
See, that's to help you stretch when you're at the top of the ladder and you need to move.
It's like one of those sliding library steps, isn't it? So that's going.
Want to show you how bad this beam is. There is literally a couple of inches holding it into the wall because it's completely rotten on the other side. And then also the top one where it's rotten has dropped down and there's literally just about an inch of wood holding that in there. And also, you can also see the nice curve on the roof where the battens were.
I'm feeling a bit deflated. The ridge tiles on the top of the roof are cemented on with so much cement so strongly that even hitting them with a lump hammer isn't breaking the cement at this stage. And obviously you're sort of doing it half on your funny angle and everything.
And also the ridge beam is so rotten at the end,
Yeah,
we're worried it might fall down.
We can't put any pressure on the top ridge beam, because if that goes, then obviously the roof comes down with us pretty much underneath it. And it's not like, well, or possibly one other option is we use the weight of a ladder to distribute it and we go up that way. I don't know, so I'm gonna...
But also going from the bottom, wasps' nests.
Yeah, a lot of wasp nests, and not just dormant ones. These are proper active paper wasps. So we've got our wasp spray, and that's getting used in great abundance. It's very effective, I might add. So I'm going to have a cup of coffee, a thinking stick,
and a bit of cake.
I think. So, yeah. Okay, so we've been asked to do an independent review of something. This is a LasGoo 360 laser we've been sent. It's the LG 3DX. And I'm going to open it up and see what we get in the box. So first off, it comes in a toughened case, so to keep it nice and safe. Got a user manual in English and I think it's about another Dutch, Spanish, French, Italian, and I think Japanese. That's useful. We've got USB charger. We've got a remote control. We've got a magnetic bracket, and we've got the laser itself. Good strong packaging, not going to get damaged. So the laser itself is one horizontal and two vertical axis, coming out here and horizontal there. On the top of the device, you've got an on-off switch, you've got the horizontal switch, and you've got the two vertical type switches, and you've got the USB charging port here. Then on the side is the switch to switch it on and off. And basically when you're not using it or you're carrying it around, you keep it locked because there's a pendulum style thing inside. But as soon as you switch that across, the laser will go on. And it's a green laser. It's got a range of 30 meters visually, and up to 100 meters if you use one of those little laser receiver things. So yeah, so it's a good little bit of kit. Just going to switch that off because there's one thing which is very, very useful. And at the bottom there, you've got a little mount for things like the tripod. And we use 3 different tripods and it fits all 3. So that's pretty cool. We can use this for all sorts of things. We got one of the main things for us is making sure our floors are level because the ruin is pretty bad for that. But also stuff for putting up shelves, putting up pictures, putting up kitchen cabinets, making sure your floor joists are straight and your vertical uprights are straight. So many different uses. So yeah, so we're going to go down to the bottom now and try it out and see what we do. So we've got the laser level set up, and one of the main jobs it's going to do for us this early on is determine the difference in height between the floor in the main house, which is the granite side of the house. At the moment you can see the laser beam is at approximately 25 centimeters, I think that is. And we're going to see the difference to what the height of the floor is in this building, which was added on a few years ago. So this one is saying 42. So that should be a rough calculation of about 17 centimeters difference between the floor in there and the floor in here. So when we come to redo this floor, we've got to raise it up approximately 17 centimeters. So really useful for us for that. So I'm just down in the middle of the sort of 4 rooms of our ruin. I've set the laser level up, and what a laser level really does is compensate for any variance to a degree. These tubs that we stacked it on a level plane, and what the laser will do is just equal all that out and give you a perfectly good horizontal and vertical line. So if I switch this on at the side, okay, even though this isn't straight, the laser level has actually adjusted it accordingly. So right now, we've got a horizontal line there and a vertical line there. And because it's 360, all the way around the room is the horizontal line and the two vertical axes. There's actually two. So we've got one vertical axis going this way and one vertical axis going that way. You will have to do a little bit of adjustment, of course. If you're on too much of an angle, what will happen is the pendulum will swing too much and the laser flashes. You just need to adjust it back a little. Okay, and then one real little bonus thing is you've got the remote control. So if you're up a step ladder, you can switch on between the modes, between the horizontals and the verticals, and also you can make the laser beam a little bit lighter as well, or brighter, whichever way you want to do it. So yeah, for us that's a really good tool. Now what you can also do, you can lock this into its manual mode. So if you want to get, say, a 45-degree angle going straight up the wall, you can do that. What you do is you leave this switch in the lock position, turn the laser on. We're going to put it onto a horizontal. So we're going to remove the vertical lines. And then if I adjust the angle on the tripod, you can see that the laser will adjust and I can work out where our stair angle is going to be. That's pretty good, that. I like that. So we've had a good play around with this. We think it's a really, really good product. We'll be using it a lot and you'll see those in future videos. So if you're a keen DIYer or a tradesman, this is a really good piece of equipment to have in your toolkit. So LasGoo have given us a discount code to use. If you click on the link in the bottom of the description, you'll save an extra 10% on the current cost of the product. So it would also make an ideal gift for somebody. This is our new Toyota Hilux. We got this locally from Karina and Gonzalez down in Korea. We weighed up the pros and cons about keeping the Navara over here and then putting it onto Portuguese plates, etc. And for us, it didn't actually make any financial sense. So this is now going to be our daily vehicle. The Navara is going to go back to the UK with me in January. And many thanks to Ugo down at the dealership for sorting us out this lovely vehicle. It's got very low kilometers, it's in brilliant condition, and we're very, very happy with it. And this is as far as we got with the roof this week. We've still got some of the ridge tiles to take off. They are very, very cemented in, so that's going to take a little bit of time. A couple of thank yous. Certainly number one is going to go to Pedro for helping us with the roof. I don't like heights and I'm glad he, well, did the job for me, to be honest about it. And secondly, thank you to LasGoo for the laser. And finally, if you like what you see, please give us a comment or a thumbs up. It all goes to help us, and don't forget to subscribe. So thanks for watching and we'll see you next time. Bye.